All praises due to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to you brothers out here pushing the word of truth and sincerity. We the Hebrew Israelites, those of you just tuning in who's under a rock for majority of the last 5-10 years. The Hebrew Israelites are the ones pushing the prophecies of the Bible on the corners, man. And we're doing that all throughout the world through the spirit of the Heavenly Father and His Son. All right, so we have a book today which we're going to get into. This is an episode, GMS money episode that we like to do for the brothers, right? And the edification of what money in this society and ultimately what money, real money is and what it means to have something, all right? So it's the scripture tell you money is a defense. So use it as a defense. Don't use it as a spender. The term spendthrift means somebody who takes their money right out of their pocket and throws it all away. Scriptures actually talk about investing, all right, and having the mindset of somebody who wants to make money with your money, all right, because the times where we at, brothers, rent is high, all right, the cost of living is high, food is high, everything is beneficial, is everything's leading to the point where you have to be beneficial. It's going to be more beneficial for you to know how to manage your situation, your money, and what's your income, what's coming in. All right, they're taxing the hell out of you. All right, the society's about to take a downturn, man. All right, so what's going to happen very soon, very shortly? The mark of the beast is going to be implemented. All right, so me and the brother Shemaiwan is going to get into what the mark of the beast is all about. I got this book here. All right, Beast Tech. All right, it's on Amazon. I think I bought it for about $5. All right. And Beast Tech, as it shows here, got the little, this is, I forget what they call these, this joint right here.
Drones? Yeah,
they got the drone with the camera on it. And the book tells you a lot about surveillance, man. And it says surveillance and control go hand in hand. So the RFID chip is not only a method for tracking your every financial move, but the RFID chip is completely about surveilling you as well, monitoring you where you are personally. It's a radio frequency identification, and it's a biochip or a RFID microchip that's inserted on your skin, and this book goes well into it, proving that we not the apostles on down, the men of GMS are not the only ones that know about the RFID chip, man. All right, the majority of these Christians a lot of these Christians, evangelical Christians, they'll tell you they know that the mark of the beast is the RFID biochip. Okay, and that's what this book comes from. It's written by a former police investigator, and I think a pastor, evangelical pastor. It's called Beast Tech. It says, is the mark of the New World Order secretly under development? And yes, it is. And they go through that all throughout this book. Now, I'm just going to read a little bit of the foreword. The foreword says, there is not a more spine-chilling section in the entire Bible than Revelation 13. This chapter describes the world dictator who appears just prior to the second coming of, they say, Jesus Christ. Now, we know that the name of the Lord, his name was in Hebrew. He spoke in his name was in the Hebrew tongue. He spoke Aramaic, which is a form of Hebrew, and he spoke in the Hebrew tongue. He spoke like that to Paul. So his name wasn't Jesus. All right, the letter J is only 400 years old, but I'm reading it verbatim. All right, so these Christians know that during the time of the second coming, they believe that it's going to be a dictator. The scripture talks about the beast, but the beast is a power structure of what Job 9:24 tells you, the wicked, whose hand the world is in right now. All right, I'm gonna read on. He is commonly known as the Antichrist, and this is all. An Antichrist is anybody who is against the Messiah, anybody who is against the Savior, anybody who is against the anointed Savior of Israel, of his elect. All right, the beast uses a universal numbering system placed on people called the mark of the beast. No one can buy or sell without this mark. It seems that everyone knows about the number 666, even those with little knowledge of the Bible, right? Ever since I was a child, you hear about people saying 666, the devil's number. Okay, that comes from the Bible, man. And it's promoted by people, so-called Satanists out here, people that believe in the devil, worship the devil. It's the number of the beast. And that number is the number of a man. It says, even those with little knowledge of the Bible, as it is identified as the infamous devil's number, this is probably one of the most widely known verses in the entire Bible. So we're just going to skim through verses, scriptures on the mark of the beast, because this is we're going to talk about money, and the mark of the beast has everything to deal with the new form of currency. All right, will make this form of currency seem outdated. All right, so we can get into Revelation.
All right, this is Revelation. This is Revelation 13 and 11. Mm-hmm. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
The beast is the man takes a form of a beast. All right, and not one man, but a nation of people. The Lord lifts up nations and he brings down nations. The nations that's in power right now is the nation of Edom, who are call themselves Caucasians, so-called white people. So you are the beast because you're portraying a beast-like manner. You're ruling the world in a beast-like manner. You're ruling over people in a beast-like manner. What is a beast known for doing? Devouring people.
Mm-hmm. And if you look up that word beast too, you'll see that it's a immoral person.
Right. Immoral person, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he had.
Speak about here too. Bro.
All right. Huh?
Speak about here too. Yes.
Okay. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
He spake as a dragon. What's a dragon known for? A dragon. If you would think of Edomites, you think of a dragon, man. A people who devour other people. A nation of people who devour other nations. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The atomic bomb dropped over these two cities in Japan, ending World War II. That's devouring people, man. No other time in the world has that many people died at one instance, except for the time of the flood, and except for the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. But not since then never have any nation wielded so much power to destroy and devastate the earth. That's why Esau is known as that dragon and that beast. Go ahead.
And he exercised of all the power of the first beast.
The first beast was the Roman Empire. And how did it exercise its power? Man, it conquered everything from every part of the known world at that time, stemming all the way down from Egypt. It conquered all the way into northern Africa. The Romans conquered Greece. The Romans conquered west, east. Romans conquered certain Germanic tribes of the north, even though they had a long-standing battle with them. The Romans conquered all people. They conquered all nations at that time, and this is that first beast, and it exercises power. It was known as Pax Romana, meaning signifying the influence that Rome had over the whole world. Pax meaning all Roman. Everything Roman culture spread throughout the world, man, like a wildfire. All right, America is in its stead, along with NATO and the EU. The beast was revived. They call it Pax Americana now. Look it up. It's a real term. It means America's influence throughout the whole entire earth. Democracy, voting, women's rights, equal rights. Go ahead.
Okay. And he exercised of... And behold, another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
America wants you to worship him. Esau wants you to worship them. NATO wants you to worship them. And the way they're going to implement this, drink some water, all right? The way they're going to implement this is through this RFID chip, man. This mark of the beast system. The mark of the beast is all about, mainly, it's about control. Through financial control. And it's about world domination, man. When you read page 10, it says the world is in the process of a great shaking. And not just physically, although in fulfillment of prophecy we can expect much more than we presently are experiencing. We are being shaken together in order to even out the playing field, as it were, both socially and economically. The only way to accomplish this is if each nation surrenders its individual sovereignty to the leadership of a world governing body or leader. It's NATO, that's America, that's the EU. Who will run in turn to see to it that all nations will capitulate, either voluntarily or by force? Now, when you have a situation going on in Syria, where Syria, I don't believe has a central bank, so they're not running with the system, the monetary system of the world that America's pushing, a centralized bank, taking loans from International Monetary Organization and bankrupting yourself. You know who else ain't playing ball? Iran. So it's come to the point where America and the world leaders, the world governing body, which is this beast revived, has decided that they have to take these nations by force. It says naturally all of this will be for our own good or convenience, and it has those in quotation. What will finally shake out will be that which we have heard so much in recent years, the New World Order. That's what's to come. That's what follows the mark of the beast being implemented, which is the RFID biochip. Go ahead.
Right. And he doth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven.
What was that fire that came down from heaven? I just spoke about it. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. World War II. 2 atomic bombs dropped from U.S. planes. All right, devastating everything around it. Caused fire to come from heaven. What other nation has dropped atomic weapons, man? Nuclear weapons. Except America. So America is involved heavily with this beast system. And they're going to bring out this beast tech, which is the RFID chip. That's what this book going into. Go ahead.
So that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
He did that. World War II, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the atomic weapons. All right? Read on.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
They wound by the sword and did live. That beast is alive through NATO, America, and the EU. It did live. It went from the the fall of the Roman Empire, which lasted 1,000 years, starting roughly around 325 AD, around the time of the first black, so-called, or the first Israelite Caesars. Okay, Caesar Septimius Severus, around 325 AD. That's when the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, lost its power and influence in all of Rome, and thus the world. Now, that's when they fell. That's when it was wounded. And for a period of 1,000 years, from that time, started the Holy Roman Empire. It went into what was called, with Constantine the Great, who was an Israelite, Negro, into a time that was called the Middle Ages, the medieval times, the Dark Ages, or the Byzantine Empire, Byzantine was located in Constantinople as the capital, which is today modern-day Istanbul, Turkey. So Rome, the Holy Roman Empire, went into the Byzantine Empire, and what slowly progressed out of that became the domination of Esau during the 1400s, which is known as the Renaissance era, the Renaissance period. Rebirth, Renaissance, French, rebirth. The birth of the Roman Empire coming back into power again through the originators, Edomites. So the wound was healed, and the beast was revived a second time, the same beast. And now they're fully revived through NATO, Esau, and the EU. NATO, America, and the EU. United Nations, European Union, not the United Nations, the European Union, EU, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and America as its forefront of dominance throughout the entire earth right now. Go ahead.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Now, does not America have that type of dominance over the entire world? That any that will not worship the beast will be killed? This is from page 6, and it says, West Point is it says, for instance, a recent article in the Digital Journal titled CTC says opposition to a new world order is terrorist activity, states. West Point is the U.S. military academy that trains, educates, and prepares cadets for their service in the U.S. Army. The CTC Combating Terrorism Center at West Point provides a unique terrorism-based education, and since its creation, the program has received international recognition for its studies, reports, and teachings on terrorism and terrorist threats. A new report from the CTC, however, suggests that far-right-wing political activists, not radical Islamic groups, are the new terrorist threat in America, and even goes so far as to say that those who oppose a new world order are potentially violent terrorists. Even more to the point was a recent article from the British newspaper The Guardian titled "Chilling Legal Memo from Obama Department of Justice Justifies Assassination of U.S. Citizens," in which Glenn Greenwald noted that most extremist power any political leader can assert is a power to target his own citizens for execution, without any charges or due process, far from any battlefield. The Obama administration has not only asserted exactly that power in theory, but has exercised it in practice. Greenwald goes on to cite several examples of U.S. citizens being killed under Obama's orders, including a 16-year-old American citizen, and it doesn't give his name. So read that one more again.
All right.
That last part.
Okay. That and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Anybody that doesn't worship the New World Order and the image of the beast will be killed. The power structure of the beast, the power structure of America, NATO, and the EU, you will be killed. Thus saith the Bible, and as we have here, is documented proof, man. It says not only this entire process carried out solely within the executive branch, with no checks or oversight of any kind, but there is zero transparency and zero accountability. The president's underlings compile their proposed list of who should be executed, and the president, at a charming weekly event dubbed by White House aides as Terror Tuesday, then chooses from baseball cards and decrees in total secrecy who will die. The power of accuser, prosecutor, judge, jury, and executioner are all consolidated in this one man, and those powers are exercised in the dark. You have it set. Executive orders to wipe anybody out who's against this New World Order, this beast. Going congruent with what we're reading out of Revelations 13. Read on.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, because complete subjection implies that they have to surveil. Complete subjections implies that they need to surveil you at all times and control you at all times. And this RFID chip is the proper technology that is current enough to work as currency. All right. And to work as control and surveillance. They'll be able to monitor your buying and selling. It says, and he causeth all. You need to, right now, currently, you can purchase many things without ever being recorded. All right. Right now, you have people that get away with taxes because they never had to record their income. All right. You have people that put their money in other places, hide their money in foreign, hide their American dollars in foreign markets, man. Unseen by the American surveillance programs out here, IRS, mainly FBI. So their form of control right now is very limited to tradable to anything that's recorded. The only thing that can be recorded and tracked right now are credit cards, things that you purchase online payments, debiting, all right, because it's called an account, and there's statements and receipts that come from your account that show what you spent, how much you spent. If you have direct deposit, it's your check is deposited from work directly into your banking account. They can monitor all of this. Banking accounts. But yet and still they have ways for you to get around that. The chip, the RFID chip, makes that more impossible for the ones that take it.
Can I read two definitions? This is two definitions. I'm gonna look up digital currency. Digital currency. Digital money or electronic currency is a type of currency available only in digital form, not in physical, such as banknotes and coins. It exhibits properties similar to physical currencies, but allows for instantaneous transactions and borderless transfer of ownership. When I look up borderless, I'm gonna get the second definition. Is lacking edges, limits, or boundaries, an open, borderless digital society.
Right. Now, back in this book, page 11, it says the only way for that those who enforce new regulations, for lack of a better word, will be able to achieve their goal of bringing everyone into the New World Order is through surveillance and control. The New World Order, according to the scriptures, is the complete dominance and subjection of all people in the world under NATO, EU, and America, which is that beast. Esau's power structure. Everybody, we at a time when every nation is not under their control, man. You have Iran, you have Syria, you have certain factors that don't bend down and kneel to America, to their dominance. Okay? So this is going to change by way of, it says the only way that those who enforce the new regulations will be able to achieve their goal of bringing everyone into the New World Order is through surveillance and control. They can't control you if they can't find you and keep track of your movements, activities, communications, purchases, etc. In other words, there must be a grand and global scheme for the surveillance of everyone before you can hope to control everyone. You got to surveil them, man. Now the mark is charagma, and we always bring it out, a Greek word meaning to cut, an incision. Okay, what is cut? Your flesh, and is put into your right hand. It says that in the next verse.
And that I'm sorry.
Go ahead, read on.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And go read the right hand on the forehead.
All right. This is Revelation 13 and 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Oh, go back up. I'm sorry,
go back up.
This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
So you're going to receive a mark in your right hand or your forehead. And that mark is going to be a chip, all right? A chip the size of a grain of rice. And that chip is inserted by what looks like a needle. And it's small enough to fit into a needle. And small enough where it has a device inside it that's actually a microboard, man. A microchip board. And that microchip has coils in it for charging up. All right, it has a source for it to be charged up and to stay on and stay activated. It has something that can send a signal back or react to a signal being sent to it, or can be tracked through radio frequency. It has something to store information, a storage unit, all right, which stores your identification, your information, who you are, your medical records, all right, all your information, anything that is written down about you in the computer right now, all right, or anything that can fit in your wallet as far as information goes, or anything that you can store on your computer as far as your own personal information can be stored on this microchip. Okay, let me read verse in back in the book in page 14. The identification system, smart cards, marked cards, or whatever, must be tied unalterably to you in order to prevent theft or the card and fraudulent use thereof. The card must be used in conjunction with some other source of positive identification, such as a retina scan or fingerprint. It's saying right now, as far as your debit card goes, anybody can use it. You can give your debit card to anybody and give them the PIN number, and they can go swipe all they want. So they're saying that it's not personal enough. They have to back it up now with other forms of personal identity, like a fingerprint or a scan of your eye. All right, if somebody has your password, they can unlock all types of your information. So what they're coming with to these people, what they're making it convenient for you, enough for you to take the chip, is that you'll be more secure with the identification. But we know through hackers, all right, that's impossible.
Yeah.
And just like the book tells you, you got people out there who just enjoy picking locks. They come up with a better lock, they just find out a way to pick it. You have people hacking the computers right now. So with all the information that's stored on a computer, they can go bypass your implantable device and go right to the actual storage unit, wherever your information is being stored in the warehouse, man, and steal everything. You had the hack of Ashley Madison, the website for adulterous as women and men that want to sleep with other men's wives. Ashley Madison, all their information was exposed on the internet. You had LifeLock, which is an anti-theft program that was hacked into, where millions of people's information was given out. So it's not common. It's not going to be very hard for somebody to be able to hack you, even when you got this RFID chip. But that's what they're selling to the people. It's more secure, convenience. Okay, you can walk up to anything that scans and be able to have access, whether it's a door, a lock, buying a soda, to buy or sell. It says it's the new form of currency, and they want it so that everything in your wallet that you use for currency is going to be obsolete and antique. Meaning your debit cards is antique. All that stuff should be. They want it to be in museums, man, because that new form of currency that they're going to introduce, so that they can monitor you and surveil you and fully control you, your movements, your whereabouts, and your purchases, is that RFID chip. It's all to bring in and implement a new world order, which is properly named the beast in the scriptures. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 14 verses 9 and 10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High.
What is the wine of the wrath of the Most High? What is the indignation, the hatred, the righteous anger of the Most High? It's going to be towards those people that take the chip. You take the RFID biochip inside your right hand or your left hand or your forehead, because they had chips that can attach to your brain. They've been trying to come up with chips that basically hardwire your brain so that you can learn new things that instead of reading the book, you can learn it by uploading data into your head.
Sorry. Brown University was implementing that technology with inserting microchips in a person's head. I didn't mean to select.
Right, nah, speak on it.
Yeah, so you could look it up. And I think it was on a Discovery Channel who had brought that out. All right?
Look
Some
at that.
years back.
Oh, yep. Keep reading.
All right. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
So the result of taking the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, is that you'll be burnt up with nuclear fire, man. You won't last. All right? The New World Order won't last. That's also going to be burnt up in fire. You see? Hell is thrown into the fire.
Yep.
Death and hell.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah, you know where that's at off the top.
Let's see.
You know? And while the brother's getting that, I'm going to read Daniel 12. Because there, the time is short, man. We right around the corner. We see all the signs leading up to this RFID chip. This technology is out there. Contactless payments. You have countries that 80% of their money interactions are cashless. You have countries that's making it illegal to pay for certain things above a certain price with cash. You have countries that have taken away its largest bills. Now imagine America brings out a bill that says, or a law that says, we will no longer be printing or accepting $100 bills. Cash in something smaller, or put all your money into a card or an account. It won't be unheard of, man. This is actually taking place throughout the world. Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. We're talking about brain chips that Esau is developing. We're talking, you know, the book goes into it, how the technology that they have is called new biochips of living proteins and hybrid brain-machine interfacing. It said, after hearing more and more news of hybrid brain interfaces, HMBIs, and mind-machine interfaces, MMIs, and brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, Willard's comment seems almost tame. As far back as the 1970s, there has been a significant amount of focus put upon neuroprosthetics. Artificial sensory intervention via prosthetics placed directly in the brain, essentially routing in or repairing the brain's communication with the body part due to the birth defects, injury, or disease. You see? They've been had this technology, man. That says to the 1970s, are not computers better? Has not knowledge been increased as far as computing power goes? And the term is that every 2 years, computers get twice as small and twice as fast. So the size of the grain of rice right now can be smaller than half that size in 2 years, as far as the RFID chip goes.
And I think it was 1954 that first what's that shit called, a Bilderberg's meeting. In 1954, they met, and them, Harvard, the Air Force, they got together to get the mathematicians together to make the computers and to make those microchips, which is a technology, the second industrial revolution, so they could do this this system with this UPC with the chip and all that. They met at that meeting to do that, which the Lord had them, you know, doing that. You wanted Revelation 20 and 14.
Yeah, because as the book say, the system already exists. Yeah. It's already in place. They have something called I guess it's United Data Center. All right, but it's located in Utah. It's called the UDC, and it's a warehouse, football field sized warehouses that house the largest and fastest processing speed computer that America owns. And it's fast. It's faster than you could think. Can write information, can upload information, can download information fast, so that anything being processed on the computer at any second in time, all of that information can be stored properly without it slowing down, man, at its regular capacity. You see, because technology has advanced, knowledge has increased. And the system, the barcode system, has been out since how long?
Oh,
They've been tracking what food comes in, inventory for years. They've been monitoring cattle with RFID chips for years. They've been monitoring the fish for years. They've been monitoring animals and pets for years. The tracking, how do they monitor it if they don't have a central database to do all of these things? You see? Go ahead, I'm gonna fix the camera.
This is Revelation 20. Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
Lake of fire, death and hell, man. So when somebody says death, hell is underground, how can hell be cast into a lake of fire? I thought it was already fire. Death and hell. Hell is America. Hell is what the beast stands for. Hell is why it's called the beast, because the beast is ruling over in hell. This is hell. Anywhere on the earth where Israel dwells is hell, because you ruled over by that beast, that dragon.
This is the place under the sun. This is the place under the sun, the place of judgment.
You see?
We live in that judgment right here.
This is live judgment, live and direct. And so that this place is going to be thrown into the lake of fire. All right? Read on.
This is the second death.
The second death. Get me Revelations 15. Revelations 14. It's like it. 15 and 2.
This is Revelation 15 and 2.
Yeah.
And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire.
Glass mingled with fire. That's going to be what America is very soon. Thermonuclear World War III is on its way, man. It's on its way. It's a buzzword. It's a trending word. Syria, Putin, nuclear war, World War III. These are all buzzwords. As we speak, talks is going on and missiles is being built and warheads is being manufactured, man, at a rapid race. Technology is advancing. So the technology of this war is advancing drastically. And this is what all these peace talks tried to prevent. Ever since World War I, there's been peace talks. It was started by Tsar Nicholas II. It was called the Warsaw, I forget the name exactly. It was something Warsaw. I could be way off, but it was a peace talk, one of the first international peace talks. And they were trying to stop these Germans who had all these great ideas for weapons from dominating the rest of the world, because as we know, the beast showing us that whoever has the biggest bomb dominates the earth. But the Lord is leveling the playing field because knowledge is being increased. And now all these other nations are getting their hands on this thermonuclear technology. North Korea, a country known for famine and drought in the land, they're suffering, man, as far as food-wise goes. But even this country, North Korea, they have technology to shoot a rocket from here to California, man. All right? So this is what we're dealing with. Okay, now, brothers reading Revelations 15 and 2, it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. The Lord is going to have his men protected. Now, how's he going to do that? Through chariots. He's going to send chariots of the Lord to redeem his elect, deliver you, beam you out of America before this destruction occurs, man. All right, he's not going to have his elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the 1/3 elect, the chosen of the seed of Israel, destroyed, and the destruction coming for America, NATO, and the beast, man. He's going to preserve his elect, and that's why it says he's going to have them standing on top of the sea of glass. When them chariots beam us up, the elect, Lord willing, that is us. When they beam us up, you'll be able to look down and see, okay, from the chariot, the destruction. The elect will be looking down upon the destruction, all right, which is coming for America. That's future prophecy, biblical prophecy, okay? Now, Revelation 16 and 2, it tells you, when the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. That vial is destruction. Don't you know the angels is holding back the winds of destruction? And when they pour out that vial of destruction, all the men that took that chip, I'll read it again. And there fell a noisome grievance, which is the detonation of these missiles, sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. You see? That vial is thermonuclear fire. It's going to fall upon all them messages here. Don't take the mark. Revelations 3 and 10. May the Lord pray that the Lord give you the spirit to stop or prevent that mark being put in you, which is the RFID chip. Revelations 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of temptation is going to come upon all men. All men is going to be given that opportunity to take this chip, because it's going to be mandated. As the system is already mandated it's starting to become mandated right now, because you have talks of putting RFID tracking devices in prisoners. You have talks of putting RFID tracking devices in elderly people with dementia or Alzheimer's who walk out of their homes and forget where they are. You have talks of putting the RFID chip inside kids with autism. Okay? You have talks of putting the RFID chip inside military men. All right? You have RFID chips that are put inside prosthetic limbs, and that are put inside breast implants. So the system of tracking is already out there. They just got to mandate this chip to be spread worldwide, and that's why it's called the hour of temptation, because every man is going to be tempted, especially the elect, to take that chip. They're going to make it more convenient for you to take the chip. Not only that, it's going to be mandatory. They'll put your head in the guillotine if you don't follow their orders. We know Esau kills, man. We know the executive orders is that anybody deemed a terrorist or against the system could be put to death at any time. But the Lord's going to stand up for us. Scripture tell you that Michael and archangels will stand up for us. So it says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the Lord's going to keep us from that hour, man. He's going to preserve us, man. So fear not, you know. Read one more scripture, and then we're going to cut it, because I got to grab that. No, I already read that when you was going.
Okay.
Matter of fact, give me Revelation 20 and 4.
Okay.
And then we're going to leave it on that.
This is Revelation 20 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua.
The souls that was beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. That word witness in the Greek is martyr. That's where you get the word martyr from. You're a witness for the souls beheaded and became martyrs, or witnesses for Yahushua, martyrs for Yahushua. All right. So if you're gonna go out, no better way to go out than that way, man. Okay. But the Lord said He's gonna redeem His elect. So everybody's not gonna be destroyed. He said, we just read that the ones that didn't take the mark is going to be standing over the sea of glass. You see? So, but there's going to be a big resistance against the chip, and many men are going to get put to death. You got people down south who consider themselves patriots, right? Second Amendment, First Command, the U.S. I forget that term, the Declaration of Independence and all that, the Constitution Amendment keepers and all of this. You got patriots, militia groups out there, organizations, doomsday preppers. They're gonna resist. But for the elect that resist, you become and are put to death. You become martyrs of the Lord. You know.
And for the word of the Most High.
And you did that for the word of the Most High, because you didn't have that chip put in you. It caused their death. And the scriptures tell you in South Thessalonians that the ones that fall asleep first were going to be on the first ones on the ship. So even though your body is down here on earth in the grave, okay, your spirit is going to be dwelling in a new body in the heavens, man, in an extraterrestrial body on a chariot, man, overlooking the destruction to come. and the salvation of the rest of the elect. That's it.
And which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years.
Right. So we're going to reign with Yahushua, Lord willing. The elect is going to reign with Yahushua. Lord willing, that's us. Lord willing, that's you brothers out there. Lord willing, y'all was edified. All right. The RFID chip is coming. You got anything to say you want to say?
Basically, that we about to wrap it up, but in their own constitution, that's not money. Money is gold and silver in their own laws. But they reversed the law with that gold act, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, so yo, stay tuned to all the news articles. Go ahead and type in RFID chip. Go ahead and type in biochip on Google. Type in Mark of the Beast on Google and read those news articles. Hit news and subscribe to all these news articles, man. Find out what's going on. All right, stay relevant and be a watchman of the Lord. All right. So with that, shalom.